Guys on Instagram, we're doing it a little different today. We'll swing it around afterwards. But first, I want you to watch me on Ustream or Restream on Instagram for a few minutes, and then we'll jump it back over to the live feed. But we're going to get going in just a minute here. Marley's all excited about today. Remember what we talked about? We're going to talk about taking children fishing today. So today's show is going to be about taking children fishing, and then you can text the show. We're going to show you a short video that I made. I made this video about 2 years ago, and it's about taking children fishing. It's super important to watch the video and see what we're talking about. It'll play for a few minutes, and then we'll jump back into our live version. So I just want you all to check this out real quick. This is available to you on my website in case you don't get it. Also on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So we're going to show this video real quick here. So stay tuned. And then once you watch the video, then I'll jump back in here live and we'll talk about it. And you can text the show the whole time the video is playing at 949-374-0786. Here comes the video. Check this out. Tell me what you think after the video, but just watch this. It's super important if you have children and you want to take them fishing. Today we're going to talk about something that's super important, near and dear to me. It's taking children fishing. It's probably the most important thing for any of us to do that are parents. We must introduce our children to fishing in Southern California. It's a must do because that's our future, that's our generation. And at the schools, they're teaching them that people that fish are the enemy, and you guys have to break this. You have to break your children of that thought process. So I'm going to give you a couple of easy steps to make sure that the children's time on your boat is the most enjoyable it possibly can. Number one, never, ever, ever take a child offshore fishing unless you don't want them to fish anymore. Because if you take them offshore, it's the most boringest thing you could possibly do to a child. Plus, 90% of the time, it's going to be rough, uncomfortable. The phone isn't going to have any service. It's just going to be a miserable time for that child. And once you lose them, they're done. They're never going fishing again, no matter what you try to do to talk them into it. Number two, when you decide that it's the day to take your child, son or daughter, out fishing, you better make sure that it's a nice, calm day, that the weather's not up. You better go to the bait barge, get the smallest bait they have. If they have anchovies, then you're in heaven. If not, get some cut squid. Go to the red buoy out in front of Dana Point or any of the spots you know where you can catch mackerel, and go and catch your children some mackerel. It's phenomenal. It's fun. Believe me, when you're going out fishing with your children, it shouldn't be the day you're trying to catch a trophy. It should be the day you're showing children how exciting fishing is. And fishing is not exciting if you're not catching. Fishing is absolutely boring if you're not catching. That's why so many people like to fish with me, because they actually get to catch stuff when they go fishing. So believe me, if you take your child out fishing and they don't catch anything, the next time you decide to take your child fishing, he or she is not going to want to go. Third, make sure your phone is fully charged so that they can play games during the boring time. You've got to let them play with the phone while they're out fishing. And you're like, what are you talking about, Dave? I'm trying to break them of that. You can't be away from your phone for 10 minutes. How do you expect a child to be away when you're absolutely taking them out there and catching nothing? It's so boring. It'd be boring for me to go fishing with you and catch nothing. So don't do that to your children. Take them to the edge of the kelp. Catch mackerel. Catch short calico bass. Do something that makes it exciting. And only do it for a couple of hours. I know it's your day and you get to go fishing on your day. But listen, if you bring them back before they ask you to bring them back, then they're going to ask you to take them fishing the next time. If you keep them out there longer than they want to be out there, the next time is going to be almost impossible to get them to go. And I always say, once you lose them, they're done. They'll never fish again for the rest of their lives, and it's your responsibility, not mine. If you blow it, you blew it. If your children don't like to fish, it's not my fault. It's your fault because you did it wrong. You've got to make sure that it's the most exciting thing. And every single fish they catch is an exciting thing. Every mackerel is the greatest mackerel they've ever caught. Every bonita, every bass, every shovel-nosed shark, anything they catch is the greatest thing they've ever caught. You better make sure that that is the case. Never, oh, it's another mackerel. No, it's the coolest mackerel in the world. It's the greatest mackerel they've ever seen. It's probably the biggest mackerel you've ever seen. You make sure that it's the coolest thing ever. And then on the way home, stop at McDonald's or Jack in the Box, get a filet of fish sandwich or get some don't get any fish. Get some chicken McNuggets. And then when you get home, tell them it's their fish and watch them eat it, and then they'll love fish. All right, gang. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. I'm just trying to help you when you take your children fishing so it's the best time it could possibly be. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's super important. It's up to us to make sure that when our children go fishing, we make it the best experience it can possibly be. It's super important. It's up to us. There is nobody else taking our children fishing but us. If we blow it, we blow it. Remember, you can text the show at 949-374-0786. Let me know you agree or you don't agree. That taking the fish home at the end of the day, this is how it worked for me for a long time with my boys. When we would come home from fishing and we'd have a few bass or something in the box to take home and eat, we would stop at McDonald's or we'd stop at one of their favorite fast food places. I'd get some food. We'd get home. I'd tell them to go take a shower, get ready. We're going to have dinner. Then I'd bring out whatever their favorite food was, chicken McNuggets or filet of fish sandwich or cheeseburger or French fries, whatever. And then tell them that's the fish they caught and let them eat it. One thing I want to make sure you don't do is put any negative into this whole thing. Don't talk about negative with the children. Don't talk about, oh, it's the word, another mackerel, another whatever. It's all important that we make sure we keep it as positive as we possibly can. And that telephone thing, I see a couple of people talking about it. It is super important that they get to play their games. Listen, you want to make it fun. If you tell them they can't have their phone, they can't take a friend, they can't do, now it's a punishment. And they're not going to, fishing for them all of a sudden seems like it's horrible. They don't want to do it because you made it suck. You made it suck. You made it not fun. You took all the fun out of it when you told them they can't take their iPad, they can't take their phone, they can't take any of the fun stuff. Yeah, you made it not fun. Once it's not fun, they're not going anymore. You blew it. And look at all the adults that don't like to fish. It's because their parents made it a bad experience when they went. And they all have a story to tell you. Oh my gosh, my dad took me. It was rough and cold and windy. I threw up the whole time. They're done. They're not coming back. Okay? They're not coming back. Are we getting any questions? So, gang, if you don't have any questions, that's okay. It's all right. I have plenty to talk about this subject, taking children fishing. You want to make sure you go to the tackle store, get them their own fishing pole. Get them one of those Snoopy poles or one of those Batman poles or one of those Spider-Man or Barbie if it's your daughter. Make it super fun. Let them help you pick out a little bit of tackle. Get them a little tackle box. All that stuff matters. It's going to make it just a really cool experience. When you get out there, like I said, get a chum bucket and go catch some mackerel. Gang, the day you take your children out fishing, now, I'm not talking about those of you that have children that have been out fishing a bunch of times and now you're taking them offshore Dorado fishing or tuna fishing. I'm talking about taking them fishing the first 4, 5, 6 times. You got to make it enjoyable. You got to make it fun. You got to make sure that they're catching something. And you do not want to go if it's windy. If you get down to the harbor, just like Kelly Girl was talking about a couple days ago when she was talking about me taking her fishing. Are you taking your spouse's fishing? If it's blowing, if it's windy, if it's going to be rough, that's not the day to go out there either. And you as an adult, you can make that decision. And when you get down to the harbor, if it's windy and white capping, or if you know that it's going to be that way, turn the corner, go to the tide pools, go down to the beach, go to a restaurant, Make it fun. Do not blow this, because there's so many people that don't like to fish that live in Southern California, live around the water, and it's because they blew it when they took them the first time. So all these things matter, and they matter so much that it's super important to make it the funnest time you can have it, and make sure the phone's charged or the iPad's charged so that it doesn't go dead. And then when the fish start to really bite and you're starting to catch a bunch of fish, pull the plug. When they are super excited about it and it's like they are having a blast and they're telling you, oh, Dad, Mom, this is so much fun, go, hey, you know what? We got to get going. We got to run back to the harbor. We got to get home. We got to go get something to eat. We got to go grocery shop. We got to get stuff for that. That leaves them with that experience where they were having a good time when you ended it. You shut it off. They're having a good time. Guess what? The next couple days, they're going to go, Mom, Dad, can we go fishing? There is no better. If you're into fishing and you have a boat, there's no better thing than waking up in the morning and having one of your children ask you if they can go fishing. That is the very best.
We don't have a question, but we have a comment from Darren.
All right, Darren.
Darren said that having his kids take a friend along to be silly with is a big deal. Playing with bait and watching the sea lions made it fun. So that's something you could do.
That bait, I used to have this conversation with some of my buddies. They'd get all mad because the kids were playing in the bait tank. And gang, that's a big deal. Let them play in the bait tank. Let them kill the bait. Who cares? You're not trophy fishing. You're out to make it a great experience. The day that you take them fishing, should be the day that you don't use the word no. You don't want to use that word. You use it at home all day, every day. When they get out on the boat, everything's open. Everything's free game. They should be able to do whatever to a safe level. I mean, don't jump over the side when the boat's moving and jump over the bow or something. But yeah, and the sea lions, even though what I think of them, the sea lions are cool. The birds are cool. Feed the birds. Bring some popcorn. Bring some bread. Feed the birds. Make it an absolute spectacular experience. You have the power. Darren, thank you very much. That's a great idea. Make sure if they want to bring a friend, absolutely. We do not want to make this a punishment. And so many parents do. And then your lack of ability to drive your boat because you've never watched any of my videos and you've never listened and you've never hired me or one of my guides to take you out on your boat and teach you how to park it and how to drive it. That day when you take your children fishing, leave your attitude at home. Your lack of ability to drive the boat is not going to be fixed by you yelling at your children. So understand, leave the word no at home. Make sure you make it a super enjoyable day. They can kill all the bait. It's not a big deal because you're only going to get a half a scoop. Remember, you're only going for a very short period of time. You're going to go real close to the harbor. You're going to go real close. And here's something that's super key, and I used to do this when I used to speak at all the schools. The word seasick does not exist. And if you use that word in a sentence, you've blown it. You've already blown it. I used to tell the teachers, you can make these children sick at their desk. If you start to use the word seasick in a sentence over and over and over again, they're going to get sick because now they think they're supposed to get sick. Also, quit asking them, how you feeling? How you feeling? You're going to know how they're feeling by the way they're acting. So don't ask them how they're feeling. Lose that out of your vocabulary. Do not ask them, hey, how you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? Shut up. Stop asking them that question because you're going to make them sick. And look at, if there's any sign that they're not having fun or they're not feeling, go home. Don't drag this out. Don't make it miserable. Don't lose them. Go home. Now they're going to trust you. I'm just giving you real honest to God nuggets. These are honest. I've been fishing for a living for 48 years. I've seen everything you could possibly do wrong. And I'm trying to help you. You don't blow this. God, it's so important. And you could have a fishing buddy for the rest of your life if you don't blow this. Listen to me. I'm being honest. I'm telling you the truth. Seasick is not a word. You and your significant other need to lose that. That's bull. You can make them sick. And if you start telling them, hey, Do you think you're going to get seasick today? They don't even know what the hell that word is. Why are you using it in a sentence? Lose that. Don't give them any medication. Don't get them all drugged out of their minds before you take them. That's ridiculous. If you get seasick, you do whatever you do to not be seasick, but keep your mouth shut. Don't talk about it because you're going to ruin it for them. And then, like I said before, and I repeat myself a lot because most people don't hear these things I say the first or the third or the 15th time. Do not leave them out there when it's not fun. If it starts to get rough, go home. If there's nothing biting, go home. If you can't figure out your boat or something's not working, go home. But don't start to drip negativity onto these children and then expect them to want to go the next time because you made it miserable for them. You made it super miserable, right?
Right.
Don't you think? Once you make it miserable, I'll tell you what, I've learned fishing with my wife, Kelly, if I don't treat her like the queen that she is for 5 minutes on the boat, it ruins the whole day because then my wife's not happy because I let my negative go on to her. And then the day's ruined and it's all because of me and because I couldn't control my emotions. Do that with your children, gang, and you'll blow it. And that'll be that. And then you'll look back and you'll go, dang, we had to sell the boat. We had to do everything because the kids aren't involved anymore. Once you got them and you follow these simple instructions, they're your fishing buddies forever, for life. They're always going to want to go, and it's up to you not to blow it. Do we have any questions at all?
Let's see. We do. No.
Okay. So that's cool. No questions today. Everybody knows exactly what they are doing. Life's good. Listen, gang, tomorrow's going to be a super spectacular show. We got Billy Killiman coming on. We got Billy K. We're going to maybe have time to open it up for questions, but we got the man. We got Billy K coming on tomorrow. It's going to be insane. We're going to have 45 minutes with Billy. He's going to talk to us about his business, what he does and how he does it. And you guys will get to know who Billy K really is. Those of you that think you know and you got negative stuff to say, you may be surprised at what a kind human being this is and what a genuine human being he is. And he's never done anything to hurt this industry in any way, shape, or form. He's done nothing but help the industry. Whether you believe it or not, doesn't really seem to matter to him or to me. But I'm telling you, Billy will be here tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We'll do about 45 minutes. He's going to give us 45 minutes of his time, which is valuable because he has little children and he has a wife. And, the season's going to start any day now. As soon as someone stumbles into that bluefin, Billy will be out there every single day again. So we're blessed to have him on the show tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. And we may get to some questions. We may get to some comments. Tomorrow, I'm not sure, but we have a question right now. Kelly Girl is going to be loud, and she's going to read this loud so you can hear it.
This is from Andy. Andy wants to know what your favorite memory on the lionfish is.
Andy, my very most favorite memory fishing with you on the lionfish was that halibut day. The day you caught your halibut fly lining. And I lost my mind. It was like the first halibut I'd ever seen. I ran over and we gaffed it with the Barracuda gaff. I'll never forget that day. And then I think also some of the days where you and me and Steven were fishing on the back deck, having our blue perch derby after we caught 1 million legal calico bass. Then we'd go and we'd do perch derby. And those days were so fun. And fishing lobsters with you and your dad, night in and night out. Forever and ever and ever. We never gave up. We were always out there fishing. I absolutely love the whole family, Andy. I love every one of you, your brothers, your sister, her babies, your wife, John, and Mike, and Sarah, and the little guy, Steven. Yeah, and your dad and your mom, Gail and Pat. I love the whole family, and we've had a blast fishing together. We have plenty of pictures, gang. If you go to our website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, and look at the fishing reports, we have changed so many families' lives, their children standing there with all kinds of fish that they've caught with humongous smiles on their face. Kelly's son, my kids, just the whole act of fishing just changes your relationship with your children. It does. It's unbelievable. You can't buy it. You can't get it anywhere. You got to get out there and you got to do it. I watched the whole Lions family grow up on that 44 Pacifica. It's been quite a great deal.
All right, Justin Buttrell wants to know if you think we'll see the Humboldt squid again.
Louder. Okay, Justin Botrell's asking about the Humboldt squid. The Humboldt squid are here, Justin. People aren't out looking for them, but they're here. The deep drop swordfish guys are hooking them. I don't know if you heard Todd talking about it the other day, but the Humboldt squid are here. You need to get out there at night. Something that would be fun to do if you're fishing along the coast for lobsters, especially Dana Point or Newport, that canyon down in Carlsbad, the canyon. If you go out there and you set up at night in the canyon with some big lights, like you're going to fish market squid or bait-sized squid, you put your lights over the side. Those giant Humboldt squid are here. They're in Southern California. There's been several caught. There's been several caught when the guys are deep dropping for swordfish, and there's been several caught just by guys fishing or seeing them in the middle of the day. And like Todd said, there's lots of big Rizo dolphins all over the place that love to eat that Humboldt squid. I think you guys, if you went out there and spent some time, you would find them. I think the sport boats, as soon as they're all done doing their maintenance this time of year, they'll be out there looking for them. They are definitely a crowd pleaser and lots of fun. Any more questions, baby girl?
Yes.
Oh boy, we got questions. Kelly's going to read them out loud so you can hear them, gang.
This is from John in El Cerrito, and he says that
There's Marley. He wants to hear the question. He's up there looking over the edge.
Oh, no, he does not have a question. But
okay,
he just wanted
there's
to say,
Marley. Hi, Mar.
Hey, so buddy. Yeah, no, he doesn't have a question. We'll read his comment. Let me see. There's another. No, we don't.
And if you guys are new, Marley's our rescue monkey. He's a little marmoset monkey. He's an absolute monkey. He's 8.5 inches tall, full grown. He'll never be any bigger. He is a monkey. He's super intelligent, super smart. He's got a couple of pet cats that he runs around in circles. We don't have the cats in here right now because all the cats want to do is just, they want to see what monkey tastes like. Okay. They don't want to eat them. They just want to see what they taste like because they've never eaten monkey before. So they're always trying to test them and see, but Marley keeps them running, keeps them going in circles. Gang, another thing that we need to talk about, we gave away that trip on bowline sport fishing, and that's all good. And we're gonna get in contact with the gentleman that won, and it's all good, and we're all excited. But don't forget, the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show is coming up. And if you show up at the show, Kelly Girl's going to have plenty of stuff. If you show up at the show wearing one of our shirts, all you got to do is go on our website, Your Saltwater Guide, the store, and pick up one of these fine shirts. And if you show up at the show wearing one of our shirts, we are going to give you free stuff. Kelly Girl has talked to all of our sponsors. She's got a plethora of stuff to give you. She's got, from Costa, she's got great sunglass holders. She's got hats from Okuma. She's got hats from Fish Lab. She's got hats from Promar Ahi. She's got so much stuff. We got some leftover stuff from Baja Jerky. We're going to be giving away lots of free stuff to all the people that show up wearing one of our shirts. And gang, you get those shirts at Your Saltwater Guide, the store, and you got about a week and a half left, and then it'll be too late to ship them. And then what we'll do is we will pre-sell some shirts after the week and a half's up here. We'll pre-sell some shirts. If you show up, you can buy the shirt from us. You can call us. We'll sell you a shirt at the show if you don't have time for the shipping. And you'll still get free stuff if you pre-buy the shirts. It's going to be an ocean of shirts at the show. You're going to be blown away at how many shirts. I think we've sold a little over 120 shirts so far for the show. So you think of that, all walking around the show wearing our shirts. You don't want to not be a part of it, especially if you watch the show every day. Why wouldn't you just get a shirt so you look cool walking around the show? Because if you're wearing somebody else's shirt or someone else's clothes, you're not going to look as cool as if you're wearing Your Saltwater Guide, the black shirt with the calico bass on the back and all, or on the front, and all those cool sayings on the back. It all matters. It's going to be so much fun. That show is March 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Orange County Fairgrounds. You can purchase your tickets online. It's going to be a spectacular show. I am going to be speaking there every single day. I'm going to have my booth. Kelly Girl and I will be there. We'll be kissing babies and shaking hands. But you guys want to be at the show. You want to purchase your tickets sooner than later. I'm telling you, the lines at the show are going to be massively long. You're going to be blown away at how many people are going to be at the show. Got a question?
All right, we don't have a question, but
we got a comment.
A really cool comment.
Okay.
This is from John in El Cerrito.
All right, John.
Sorry, El Centro.
El Centro. That's where my mom's from.
And
Brawley beef.
So he said that, I'll read what it says. The show hit a soft spot in my heart, currently in the market for a boat and introducing the kids to fishing like my dad did for me. I recently lost my father, so I want to pass along the memories he gave to us. And he said, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, John. I'm glad that I touched a heartstring. That's what it's all about, taking children fishing. I'm going to fish every chance I get, but I want to make sure that we pass this on, and I'm glad you feel the same way. And you can give us a call, 949-374-0786. Talk about getting you a boat. We'll tell you what the do's and don'ts are of that. We can't do it on here because I don't want to hurt a bunch of people's feelings. But I'll tell you, I'm only honest. I don't get anything out of selling a boat for anybody. I tried that for a while. It's not my deal. But I'll tell you what boat you want to have, what boat you don't want to have. I'll be totally bluntly honest, and you'll understand when we are honest. Oh, and most people are only coming to the show to meet Kelly. That's what they just said. Well, that's what they just said. They're reading the comments. All right. So,
yay.
Gang, we're going to probably wrap this up. We got a couple questions. I heard a couple dings. Maybe they're questions, maybe they're not. We're going to wrap this thing up. Watch that video. It's available on YouTube, and it's also available at our website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. And anything?
Let's see. No questions, but we do have a comment from Andy.
All right, Andy, go.
He said that he just wants you to know that he learned so much from you, and he really misses those days. And you absolutely made them love fishing because of how you taught them.
Thank you, Andy. It meant a lot to me, man. I love your family. I got to know a lot of really great families over the years of taking people fishing on their boats. And Andy, I love you very, very much. Mike Allen, I love you too. And Scott Archer and his family, I got to watch that family grow up. I got to watch a lot of families grow up in this passion of fishing that I have. And I wanted to share it with everybody as I grew up, and as I got to go with people on their boats. I got to touch a lot of families, and I got to go to a lot. They started out as my clients. They ended up being my good friends. I've got to go to weddings, childbirths, all kinds of cool stuff, all because of taking people fishing on their boats and the passion that I have for fishing. I hope you guys feel it. I hope it passes on all these videos. Don't forget, tomorrow, big day. Billy Kay will be here with us, and it's going to be a fun show. And those of you that don't really know who he is, but you've heard a bunch of baloney about him, you may want to just watch this, because there's going to be a lot of information. Billy and I are going to get down and dirty and talk about where we both came from and how it all came together and where we are today. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Take your children fishing. Listen to my simple things, or go out there and blow it and do it wrong and never take them again. Bye.